So the uncommon economic indicators seem to be pointing to more street art and graffiti, but is it a trend? Is there more economically oriented public art out there? For instance, here's a post from Michael in Clinton Hill, Brooklyn. He writes, "This stencil has been up for the past few months on a vacant house on my block in Clinton Hill." And along with his submission, he snapped a picture for us of a poster which features stenciled pictures of former Treasury Secretary Henry Paulson, Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke, and former SEC Chairman Christopher Cox. Above the three pictures are three words: axis of evil. A few reports of the person who has been putting up big neon-colored stickers that say, "Enjoy banking" and "Enjoy subprime lending." And here's another one, maybe a little less clever, but certainly just as striking. A picture submitted by Clyde in Manhattan of a corrugated metal fence near the entrance to the Holland Tunnel, spray painted in big black scrawl, "Where's my effing bailout?" Joining us to discuss the world of street art in the current economic climate are Mark and Sarah Schiller, founders of the Wooster Collective, a website dedicated to showcasing street art from all around the world. Mark, Sarah, welcome to WNYC.
Thank you. Thanks for the invitation.
From your perspective, what are you noticing? Is there more recession-themed street art these days?
Well, I think that street art itself is a mirror to society and what people are feeling, and it's a reaction to the environment. So although there always has been street art as a fabric of the city, it definitely is now reflecting the economic situation.
It's about access, right? I mean, artists and activists and people, we don't have access to mass media, but we do have access to the street, and we have something to say. And so the openness of the city and using the city as your canvas becomes very powerful for artists, and they're reacting to their lives, and their lives are being impacted by the times that we're in.
Any individual ones you'd like to point out from around the city? You've got so many examples from around the world on your site. You want to start local and then we'll go global?
Well, it's interesting what's happening with the telephone booths, where now they're being abandoned and they're not necessarily being taken away yet, probably because of the lack of resources to do it. And a lot of artists are using those empty phone booths, because now we're all on cell phones, to use as installations and to create 3D sculptures inside of them. And so there's been a series of beehives that have been put in these phone booths that we feel are extremely creative and might not scream, you know, this is about our economic times, but in many ways it's about that. It's about the fact that we're letting a lot of our infrastructure go to waste. And
well, yeah, what we've really seen a proliferation of is this whole anti-consumerism movement, and artists who are reacting to the proliferation of advertising. And you can go all the way from Brazil into Europe. A great example from Brazil is artists who have taken big ads and stenciled ants eating through the ads as a message that you know, consumerism and the message of the advertisers will ultimately be eaten away.